Many thanks for choosing us. This afternoon, it is a cry of frustration on the lips of Ghanaian residents in Ukraine that are desperately looking for food supplies and a safe place to hide as they're unsure of what could happen. Russia has launched a special military operation in Ukraine's eastern Donbas region. In a televised address, Russian President Vladimir Putin urged Ukrainian soldiers who were facing off Russian-backed rebels to lay down weapons and return to their homes. Correspondent Thomas Sparrow, who's with our partners DW in Berlin, reports that tension remained high in Europe since Russia decided to formally recognize two separatist regions in Ukraine.
This might sound like a conflict far away, and geographically it is far away from Africa, but it touches on fundamental political and legal principles of countries worldwide that are seen as key to guaranteeing a peaceful coexistence. Russia's decision to formally recognize two regions that are part of Ukraine, another country, have been interpreted as going against principles like respecting the sovereignty and territorial integrity of states or committing to the peaceful settlement of disputes. This interpretation is what has led the EU, the US and other countries to impose sanctions on Russia. There is concern about the possible implications of Russia's move, and it's a concern that goes well beyond Europe or the United States. One of the most powerful statements shared widely even here in Europe actually came from Kenya's permanent mission to the United Nations during a Security Council urgent meeting in which the ambassador precisely stressed that these key principles have been undermined. Now, beyond statements, the preferred action against Russia have been economic sanctions on individuals and organizations, such as banks, as well as measures to hurt Russia's ability to finance its military efforts. Germany also froze a key gas pipeline connecting Russia and Germany. It's been described as the most controversial piece of infrastructure in the world right now, an $11 billion pipeline under the Baltic Sea ready to send Russian gas directly to Germany. But German Chancellor Olaf Scholz announced the project would be frozen in response to Russia's latest moves in Ukraine. It's certainly a risky decision. There are concerns that gas prices could increase and that not only Russia, but also Germany could suffer economically. There are discussions about what this could mean for Germany's energy security. But the immediate importance of this decision lies in the political message that it sends, one of condemnation to Russia and at the same time one of support to Germany's allies. For a long time, the US, but also various European countries, had been critical of this project because they believe it leaves Europe vulnerable and it would give too much power to Moscow.
Thomas Sparrow with Berlin's DW brought us those updates, but Putin says the latest invasion is an act of self-defense to protect people, including Russian citizens who had been subjected to genocide in Ukraine. Some Ghanaian residents in Ukraine say they're living in fear and unsure of what may happen as explosions have been heard in parts of the country.
We started doing the online classes. We have online classes. We write the tests and exams, tests and quizzes online. But today we are supposed to have biology class, but they said that all the classes has been cancelled or hold on for now. So we don't know what will happen. So that's, and then we are all stranded here. We don't even know what to do.
We are calling on the government today with all possible means because we don't want to wait for things to get a hand when there wouldn't be any inbound and outbound flights to the government to help the student body, the Ghanaian body in Ukraine. With any means, the people here are really panicking.
One of our senior, he told us, he also told us that we should get our necessary document with us, like our passport, our student card, and then water. They all keep on hitting on the same information that we should keep those documents and money with us should in case of anything, then we know what to, but nobody should move out. If there's something, then you should ask the Ukrainian so that they can show us where we can find the shelter. Currently, I have 2 bottles of water and then 4 biscuits with me, of which I went out this morning to go and buy. I bought it this morning. I can't control my tears. I don't know what will happen because yesterday we were there. We are not hearing anything. And then in the night, I don't know, because I was awake learning. I was also right from that 12 o'clock to right now. I've never put my head down.
There's a statement from government of Ghana on this, and I'll read them the government of Ghana is gravely concerned about the security and safety of our over 1,000 students and other Ghanaians in Ukraine, and has asked them to shelter in place in their homes or in government places of shelter. And this is found on the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Twitter page. It says, as we engage authorities, our relevant diplomatic missions and our honorary consul on further measures. We can now speak with the General Secretary of NUGS on how they feel about what's going on in Ukraine. I'm grateful for your time this afternoon. How does all of this come across to you as NUGS President?
I'm General Secretary of
General Secretary.
Point of Correction. We just spoke with the ministry. I just left there actually. And it appears that the ministry is now going to cabinet over the issue. And it doesn't appear that there's clearly any plans to evacuate the students as it were. And then the ministry is yet to even have full details of the number of students who could be evacuated, because the ministry only has data on the students there on Government of Ghana scholarship. And there are some people who are paying their own fees, some people who got scholarships through other means and all those things. They have no information on them. So to carry out an evacuation now would mean that the ministry would have to first have all that information, trace the various locations, give, gathering points and all that. And we issued our earlier communication action for evacuation ahead of the airstrikes that happened this dawn. So all those dynamics have changed, and they have security implications as to whether or not the students can even move. So it's a difficult spot to be. And it pains me that, students have been given signals and heads up to our mission in Bern, that's Switzerland, over this issue for the past 1 month. Okay, NUGS Ukraine has been giving them heads up about the situation and why they need to bring an outline for the past 1 month, but up till now, nothing of the sort is done. And in our meeting with them, we expressed worry over why, the ministry, unlike the embassy, that's the embassy in Switzerland, unlike the other embassies who are responsible for Ukraine, did not issue any clear outline that, students, this is what we expect of you. If your stay in Ukraine is not really relevant, then you should, consider leaving. There was no such thing up until this point from our meetings over there. So it's a very dire situation. It's a confused situation, even for the ministry. Evacuation, I don't see it inside. I don't see the ministry being able to, carry out an evacuation anytime soon. That is the reality.
Anthony Julius, he's General Secretary of NUGS. I'm grateful for your time.